2 years ago, you might remember this was kind of like one of the biggest stories on corporate and independent media every single day for several weeks. Russia made incursions into Ukraine, including this very controversial annexation of Crimea. Roughly 10,000 lives have been lost as a result of the ongoing violence. Now, you might expect that the Republican nominee, Donald Trump, would have, I don't know, some semblance of a working knowledge of what's going on in Ukraine. Trump was on ABC's This Week with George Stephanopoulos over the weekend, and he was asked about this conflict. If you're expecting to see anything even resembling insightful opinion on what's going on there, forget it. It's not even clear that Donald Trump has a passing awareness of what the hell was going on over the last 2 years in that part of the world. You'll remember that the Trump campaign pushed a little bit more of a pro-Russia Republican platform 2 weeks ago. And that's sort of part of what's building this picture that Donald Trump may be more connected to Putin and the Kremlin and Russia than maybe would be advantageous for him in terms of the upcoming election. And he was asked about this. That was sort of the context. George Stephanopoulos said, hey, so, your campaign, you pushed for a lighter touch when it comes to Russia in the Republican platform. It's already hilarious just with Trump's first response. Take a look.
Why did you soften the GOP platform on Ukraine?
I wasn't involved in that. Honestly, I was not involved. Yeah, I was not involved in that. I'd like to, I'd have to take a look at it, but I was not involved.
Do you know what they did?
They softened it, I heard, but I was not involved.
So let me see if I get this straight. Your campaign, which speaks for you, presumably the campaign is a representation of you, makes changes to the Republican, it asks for changes to the Republican platform, which softens the stance on Russia. And when you're asked about it, the first thing you said is, I wasn't involved in that at all, and I've only heard in passing that my campaign, which works on behalf of me, has softened. So basically you're saying you're a puppet. You're admitting that you're a puppet. You're not even aware of what it is your campaign do. You have a passing knowledge of what your campaign did. Your people are doing things that you're not involved in, nor understand, nor seemingly have an informed opinion on. Great leadership from the master at building organizations, right? I mean, this is just ridiculous. Now let's continue. And this is where it starts to get even more nutty.
They took away the part of the platform calling for provision of lethal weapons to Ukraine to defend themselves. Why is that a good idea?
Look, I have my own ideas. He's not going into Ukraine, okay? Just so you understand. He's not going to go into Ukraine. All right, you can mark it down, you can put it down, you can take it anywhere you want.
There. Wait a second, Donald. You're guaranteeing us that Putin is not going into Ukraine? Oh, cool. Well, he's been there for 2 years, and it was one of the biggest international news stories for months. So how does Trump get out of this? Simple. Go into a word salad coma, reminiscent of Sarah Palin, and that's exactly what he did.
Put it down, you can take it anywhere you want.
Well, he's already there, isn't he?
Okay, well, he's there in a certain way, but I'm not there. You have Obama there. And frankly, that whole part of the world is a mess under Obama, with all the strength that you're talking about and all of the power of NATO and all of this. In the meantime, he's going away. He takes Crimea. He's sort of, I mean...
But you said you might recognize that.
I'm going to take a look at it. But, the people of Crimea, from what I've heard, would rather be with Russia than where they were.
Is anybody paying attention to the fact that we have an uninformed individual, uninformed to a degree that rivals Sarah Palin, who believed Africa was a country and counted Alaska's proximity to Russia as foreign policy experience? Trump is rivaling Sarah Palin's lack of knowledge. The laughingstock of the last 8 years of the Republican Party, Sarah Palin, might know more than Donald Trump about some of these issues. And by the way, if you're trying to make it seem as though you're not in cahoots with Russia, Trump saying, hey, the Crimean people might rather be a part of Russia, happens to be the same line that Russian state media uses. And by the way, that referendum that Trump and Russian media refer to has been widely discredited as taking place during a heavily armed occupation by Russian troops. There is nothing at all about that that was honest, fair, or legal, and Western leaders have denounced the entire referendum vote as illegal. It's sort of funny and horrifying that I'm able to group together the opinion of Trump and Russian state media That's what we have right now. This is the situation. And the most disturbing thing, I'm not disturbed particularly that you have people as clueless as Donald Trump. I'm not disturbed or surprised that people as clueless as Donald Trump are running for president. The surprise and the shock is that in spite of clearly knowing nothing, I mean, nothing, ladies and gentlemen, his supporters seem to have unwavering support for him. It is truly, truly disturbing. Warby Parker is offering a free 5-day home try-on to give you the opportunity to check out their glasses. I personally wear Warby Parker glasses when I'm not wearing my contact lenses. And I also started with one of these free at-home try-ons of 5 pairs of glasses. You can get your free home try-on and support the David Pakman Show at warbyparkertrial.com/TDPS. I don't really like going into glasses stores and trying on glasses while the salesperson sort of hovers over me. And I like more than 30 seconds to actually figure out whether I like the glasses. So with the Warby Parker home try-on, I was able to pick 5 pairs that I liked, put them on in the comfort of my own home, pick the one I like the most, and then Warby Parker put my prescription lenses in there for me. A lot of people don't know that the eyeglass industry is controlled by just a few big corporations that keep prices very high, like $300 for prescription glasses high, which is just insane. Warby Parker glasses start at $95. That's what mine cost. And for every pair of glasses sold, Warby Parker distributes a pair of glasses to someone in need. You can try 5 pairs and see what you like. Check out the at-home trial and support our show by going to warbyparker.com/TDPS. It costs nothing.